You know something? I respect and I value your opinion and your input because this is Sean Entertainment, the Brash and Brazen. Share, subscribe, smash the bell, turn on all notifications, refresh this YouTube channel multiple times a day because you know YouTube won't send them out to you. So you got to do it yourself. I apologize. YouTube just doesn't want to work. But be that as may, here's the bottom line: is a lot of my viewers and subscribers, a lot of WWE fans in general say, you know what, to change the product, make it hardcore. You know, go back to the Attitude Era, get rid of this PG, attitude. You know, get the girls in the bikinis and the summer and the that's great. You know that makes for good television. That makes, but let's be honest. Do you really want to see another era that we've already seen? We've seen the Attitude Era. We've seen the Ruthless Aggression Era. Why don't we get the mix era? Not we're in the reality era now. I understand we're in the reality era now. Okay, and you know WWE at one time, Monday Night Raw. You know, as we're talking about here, used to be fascinating, used to be entertaining, used to be motivating. Monday Night Raw would literally give you the hook, give you that reason to tune in from 1 hour to the next, which Raw was only, first it was 1 hour, then 2 hours, then it always ran over though. Raw even runs over now and it's 3 hours long. You see, the WWE though, you know, like I said, you can talk about drop the PG, make it TV 14, make it hardcore, you know, more swearing. But we know the deals that the WWE got with TV programming. We understand it. But listen, go back to the Attitude Era. Go back to the early days of the Attitude Era. A lot of it was still PG with the DLV, dialogue, language, and violence. And sometimes the S. The S was there for sexual. Now, gotta remember, during the Attitude Era, there was competition. There was other companies. There was other entities. The WWE was pushed to their very limit. But I'm not just going to blame it because, I mean, if listen, I know you got ROH, NJPW, Impact Wrestling, but let's be honest, they are not WWE. They don't make the kind of bank, the kind of money. They don't have the kind of fans that the WWE has. They don't. Tell me, is ROH going to fill up 100,000 people arena? Is NJPW going to fill 100,000 arena? Is TNA going to fill up 100,000 arena? No. Maybe in 5 or 10 years, if they're not out of business, yes. But let's talk about Monday Night Raw. You see, Monday Night Raw as a kid, I remember it during the Attitude Era. You know, I remember that the WWE would give you, you know, they had a strategy. And once again, you can go back to, you know, well, there was competition, so the WWE was forced. Well, now without competition and the ratings keep plummeting, and the WWE are reportedly aware of this, now they have to be, you know, almost pushed into a corner. And, you know, like I said, it's almost as if the ratings do have to sink to 1 million viewers, like a 1 point something. I mean, when the WWE gets down to a 1 point something, then that's when they're going to start being like, all right, well, we got to do something. We got to shuffle the deck here. Because you see, Monday Night Raw for me, you know, and nowadays it's just match after match after match. Back then, you know, there was storylines. There was something that was engaging. Something that, you know, kept you glued to the screen. I mean, did you ever see matches, okay, that like we see today? You ever see matches in the Attitude Era go through a commercial break? I mean, they did this like 3 commercial breaks during one match. And how many times do we see the same rematch over and over? And we don't, you know, back in the Attitude Era, yeah, there used to be more title changes, and, you know, the philosophy was different, the thinking was different, the creative was different, the writers, the booking, you know, the ones that put together the match. I mean, I know everything has changed. I mean, the WWE from 98 to 2018 is very, very different, and not in a good way. I mean, wrestling, you know, and you got MMA, you got UFC, and they're adapting, and they're, you know, just having all the puzzle pieces where they need to be, the adapting to the fundamentals. And, you know, for me, I mean, you got a 3-hour show, and you got to give that hook. You got to give that sentiment. You got to give that aura of unpredictability. And once again, it doesn't have to be TV 14 and Attitude Era and hardcore, you know. But what I don't understand is why do we have all these writers? Why do we have all these writers, viewers? When does it really take 20 writers or 10 writers or even 15 writers to put together match after match after match? I mean, this is booking circa 1975. I mean, everyone talks about back in the day before Vince Russo got in charge as creative. You had the Goon, you had Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, you had Doink the Clown, you had Manti, you had all these horrible gimmicks, okay? You had all these horrible gimmicks, okay? But at least the WWE at the time, they're trying something different, trying something new, trying to be innovating, trying to think outside the box. And then we all know that those gimmicks were just horrible. They ran the course and they didn't really go anywhere. The Goon. But nowadays to sit back, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm watching. I mean, I love YouTube. I love my viewers. I love my subscribers. That's why I love to talk about rumors and news in WWE, because it's more fascinating and more entertaining and more unpredictable. And it's when I say it's more entertaining, I truly do mean that, because a lot of fans are just watching out of habit, just because they've been there forever. I mean, I've been a fan. I never went away. I never left. I just keep watching the WWE. But there's many things wrong with the WWE. Okay, the creative is just going through the motions week after week after week. The bookers, the ones putting together the matches, there's no personalities. There is, and once again, I'm not placing any one blame on one person. And I'm not asking for another Austin or Rock or Triple H or Undertaker or Mick Foley or Kane. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for the WWE. I mean, this WWE Raw is a television show. It should be produced as such. I mean, imagine if you had your favorite TV show that, say there's a new show on, each and every week. I mean, Roseanne's no longer on. I mean, there was, it was rebooted. It came on and then, she got in trouble. But say you have a favorite TV show, all right, or a soap opera that comes on day after day or once a week or twice a week, whatever it is, and there's a new episode. What happens if they keep running that same episode week after week after week after week, and they didn't change anything up, and they didn't go in a different direction, and they didn't swerve you, and they didn't throw you in detours, and you gotta throw the viewers on a ride. You gotta put them on a ride. And the WWE is, well, that ride is getting slimmer and tinier and smaller as the weeks go on as it concerns ratings. I mean, what is the WWE's thought process? What is their philosophy here? I mean, yeah, you had the WWE title, change hands, more than a few times, on Monday Night Raw, but now we don't even have the Universal Champion. You don't have your top guy there. And why is it just one segment for each wrestler? Like when Brock Lesnar was there, why didn't they utilize Brock Lesnar more than one segment? One segment, and that was it. He was either in the main event or he was at the start of Monday Night Raw. Why not have Brock Lesnar appear from 1 hour to the next hour to the next hour? And just come up with something for him. And I understand that if the WWE were to change things and be creative and compelling and interesting, I understand it's not always going to be the greatest. I mean, the Attitude Era, there were some bad shows. The Attitude Era definitely had some bad shows, no doubt about it. I will say this, the wrestling is better in 2018, but we lost a big chunk of what the WWE was built around and what made it so popular and so over, and the personalities, the characters, the storylines, the commitment, the passion. Where's the passion? Where is the passion in Monday Night Raw? I don't see it. Is it hiding? Did it go another way? Is it dead? Is it gone? Will we never see the WWE revitalized and rejuvenated ever again? Why can't you use, you pay Brock Lesnar all this money. Why use him in one segment? Back in the day when Vince Russo booked Raw, there was 8, 9, 10, 12, 11 segments. Now there's a lot more segments than that, and each segment is a match. Some promo here and there. Yeah, they go backstage here and there, but not a lot. I mean, where's the explosiveness? Where is the tactics? Where is the WWE utilizing a formula that would? And listen, I'm not asking. Once again, I'm not. I understand. I understand. They're corporate. They have sponsors and advertisers to answer to. They have all these deals, and I know a lot of people say, well, the WWE didn't care about ratings. They don't care about ratings. But listen, if the WWE dips to a 1 point something million viewers, and those 2s and the 3s, they stop those 2s, those 3s, those 4s. I don't even think we see 4s anymore. I mean, back in the Attitude Era, you saw 6s, 7, 8s, 9. I mean, you saw the WWE has been in a constant decline ever since the Attitude Era ended. I mean, it has, and that's just the facts. And as a fan, I mean, I'd have to say between the Ruthless Aggression Era and the Attitude Era was some of my favorite times. I mean, it really was. I mean, I liked I appreciated a lot of, Razor Ramon was my first favorite wrestler. Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Scott Hall, Chico, okay? Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, all those guys who went in there and innovated and they, rotated and they, did what they had to do. And then you had Austin and then you had, Rock. And then, and from there you had Randy Orton and John Cena and Brock Lesnar and Batista and, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, you had all these high-class caliber athletes. You had all these great guys and, the championships meant something. Everything meant something on Monday Night Raw. Everyone had something in place. Characters were developing. Everything was evolving. And nowadays, I understand that WWE doesn't have any competition breathing down their necks. But now they have the competition of better yourself each week. You should try to do everything in your power to better yourself from one week to the next. Is the WWE doing that? No. They are sticking to one formula, one strategy, and that is it. Stagnant, depressing, not taking that initiative. I almost wish someone else would take over the WWE, not put them out of business, but push them, because the ratings, this is not impressing the WWE. These 2s and 3s that they get, and when the rating goes from 1 hour to the next hour to the third hour, by the time they get to that third hour, that rating consistently drops each and every week. Now, all the WWE would have to dial in is into a method, a strategy. Have everybody in on deck, and don't rewrite. And all these things we hear about Raw being rewritten, and a story went out about Ronda Rousey not being happy she was placed on the commentary's table because that exposed her weaknesses. Ronda Rousey, everything's so mundane, everything's so scripted now, and there's, like I said, you could run down the top 10 things wrong with Monday Night Raw. I've already run down about 4 or 5 things, and you know what? Once again, viewers and subscribers, if you had a good creative team, if you had good backing, if you had good intelligence, if you had someone that had the psyche, the passion, the adrenaline, the love for the business, the love to want to succeed. And I'm not saying you have to swear and there has to be a bunch of blood. It would be nice to see blood sometimes. I'll make no mistake about it. But the WWE has been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I don't know. I'm watching because I have viewers and I have subscribers. I keep watching Raw. SmackDown, unless once they go live, they're going live, but once they go live on Tuesday nights and they get that new lucrative deal, they said that they're going to look at SmackDown as the A show, as the premier show. SmackDown's going to overtake Monday Night Raw. Is SmackDown finally going to get better ratings than Monday Night Raw if they start focusing more on SmackDown? Yeah, but if they're going to put that same focus on SmackDown and make SmackDown better, what are they doing with Monday Night Raw right now? What have they been doing Monday Night Raw the last 2 or 3 years? It ain't a CM Punk thing. It ain't a color thing. It ain't a race thing. It ain't nothing like that. It's the WWE are just, they're backwards. They're out of touch. They're out of tune. And all they care about is that big kaboom, the big kaboom of money. The merchandise sales. Even house shows. And look at all these injuries. Look at all these injuries happening at live events, at house shows. Untelevised, may I add. Viewers and subscribers, this is the ongoing problems with Monday Night Raw that still exist. It's sad that we're seeing the same thing in 2015 that we said then, and we're still saying it today. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But as long as the WWE holds those casual viewers and holds those 2 or 3 million people, I guess the WWE's, they're cool. They're satisfied. No big deal. It's all good in the hood. I guess the WWE, they just don't care. They don't care, it seems like. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's the philosophy. So if they don't care, they're down to a niche audience. And, there's no loop. There's no continuity. There's no togetherness. There's no philosophy. There's no agenda, no passion. When are we going to get relief? When can we breathe again and be proud and happy? I remember when I was in school, it was cool to talk about WWE. It was the in thing to do at the gym, at the fountain, when you walked in, when you were in line, before you did the Pledge of Allegiance. It was the thing to do. It was you heard about it on the bus, in the gym, in the corridors, in the halls, everywhere. Okay? People would, reenact, Degeneration X. People would, they would emulate Stone Cold Steve Austin, for better or worse. I know a lot of people would get suspended from school, but bottom line is you don't see that now and then. The WWE is not reinventing themselves. Yeah, they got social media, they got a large fan base, they got a gigantic YouTube, they got all these sponsors, they got all these deals, they got all these networks, they got the WWE Network. And then everyone says, well, Sean, WWE's done everything. You've done everything. No, you haven't. Well, there's laptops, there's desktops, there's cell phones, there's iPads, there's iPods. There's all these different things to watch Monday Night Raw. That's why the ratings are down. Please don't use that excuse, because That sounds ridiculous. Oh, because it's cell phones and laptops, and there's different ways of watching Raw, and it's a different time, and it's in a different day, and no. If the product was, I mean, the WWE can't be. I don't care how much money they get. They can't be pleased or happy with these low ratings. They can't. There's just no way you can be pleased and satisfied. I know it may seem like they are, okay, but I don't know if it's Vince's fault. I don't know if Triple H has anything to say on this. I mean, I don't know, but at this time, viewers, we're at a standstill here. We're at a dead stop here, and I'm speechless. To see WWE Raw, yeah, okay, Sean, you can say Sean. Yeah, well, we get a couple good matches here and there every week. We get a couple promos backstage. Where's the vignettes? How do you build up these characters? How do you build up these guys? These guys just come in from NXT. Some people don't watch NXT, so they have these guys just come in. All right, who the heck's this guy? Look at the author's opinion. Look how many guys have come onto the main roster and they lost direction. They didn't know what to do with them. They didn't know how to book them. They didn't know how to use them. They didn't know what to do with them. This is the things I'm talking about. The authors of pain. They have nothing for them. Don't know what to do. Reportedly, the WWE is going to be split up Ziggler and McIntyre already. They don't know what to do. They want McIntyre all of a sudden to go on a singles push. It's all this like bipolarness on the WWE. I'm calling it bipolar, and I suffer from bipolar depression, anxiety. But it's these decisions, these wacky, out of place, out of range, out of time decisions by the WWE's hand, and I don't know. Viewers, your comments and your opinions on Monday Night Raw, which is in a damn hellhole as we speak. This might even be worse than Raw in, say 94, 95, early 96. I don't know. Your comments, your opinions. Are we being satisfied? Are we getting the bread and the butter? Is the WWE, keeping you glued to the screens? Are they giving you that hook? Are they giving you that itch initiative? Are they giving you goosebumps? Is it making the blood flow? Or are we all just minute and mute? Share, subscribe, more to come. Stay tuned for more of the brash Sean View Entertainment.